Subtitles. Today we're going to take you into a story about love and murder. Are you all set? As soon as those words left her mouth, the courtroom erupted into chaos. Wall's face was a canvas of disbelief, and the prosecution lawyer jumped in to ask, why did this differ entirely from her prior police statement? Christine said everything was Wall's idea, but now, tormented by lies, she's telling the truth. Although grateful that Wall brought her to the UK, she never really loved him. The prosecution wasted no time pressing her about whether this was indeed the truth. Yes, it's true, yes, it's true. As Christine confirmed that Wall was indeed the murderer, the tension in the room reached a boiling point. With Christine revealing the truth, Fred found himself momentarily speechless, lacking any rebuttal. Who would have thought this woman would turn the tables so dramatically? He could only criticize her for treating marriage like a game. Subtitles. He helplessly criticized her attitude towards marriage. After Christine left, Wall vowed to prove his innocence. Unexpectedly, the prosecution presented new evidence. Turns out a week before the incident, he had a date with a young girl at a travel agency. Investigation confirmed that Wall had indeed consulted with that girl. Wall had always been a broke guy. Where did he get the money for a trip abroad? It sounded fishy unless he already knew that Miss Rengie left him $80,000 in inheritance. Hearing this, Wall quickly explained that he met a girl at a bar. He couldn't even remember her name now, but they did have a drink together. And under her invitation, they left the bar together. The reason he visited the travel agency was simply his love for the blue sea and palm trees. Little did he know that asking about trips would end up being a damning piece of evidence. When discussing his breakdown in court, Wall was visibly shaken. With no new evidence, Fred's final verdict would come the next day. Exhausted, he didn't expect to lose the case. Just then, an odd phone call interrupted him, and the caller insisted on selling something to Fred that seemed to be crucial for Wall's case outcome. To find the truth, Fred and his assistant rushed to the train station and met a mysterious woman. She said she had letters proving Christine lied, demanding $100 from Fred. Fred said if those letters genuinely proved her client innocent, he'd gladly hand over a 10 or more. She remarked all this was the doing of Christine. That woman not only had a penchant for lying, but also stole her husband. Fred, feeling sympathetic, decided to throw in an extra $5. Before the final hearing commenced the next day, Fred claimed he had new evidence and requested to resummon Christine. As the judge verified the new evidence, Christine was brought back to the stand. Fred immediately asked if she knew a guy named Max, to which Christine flatly replied no. So, Fred pulled out a letter and said he wrote to Max the day Wall got arrested. The letter contained words detailing how Christine would testify against Wall to help Max. Before Fred could finish reading, Christine quickly denied it, asserting that the letter was a forgery, and it wasn't even her stationery. The caption, the letter even bore her initials on it. Fred expressed gratitude to her for her help. He planned to get someone else to authenticate the handwriting, which infuriated Christine. Then, Fred proceeded to read the letter's content. It detailed how Christine, to be with Max, would perjure Wall and send him to the gallows once Wall was dead, shed life happily ever after with Max. Soon, the letter's revelations were made public, causing Christine to completely break down. The judge then questioned her if you wrote this letter. It means you've committed perjury, and the law will not be kind. If it wasn't you, please clarify and provide proof right now. Christine, with tears flowing down over her face, said. Without any evidence proving Wall guilty, the jury unanimously declared him not guilty. With those words, the courtroom erupted in cheers, and the judge officially declared Wall a free man. As the crowd dispersed, Fred thought about having a drink to calm his nerves, but to his surprise, Christine found it impossible to exit the courthouse due to the mob's outrage. Left with no choice, he returned to the courtroom and started chatting with Fred, who hadn't left yet. At that moment, Christine oddly lacked her earlier despairing demeanor. Fred found this quite curious. Perhaps it was due to the final verdict, as Christine began to thank Fred, claiming he had inspired her. The testimony from a wife who deeply loves her husband may lack persuasive power, but if you flip it on its head, you might just achieve different results. Fred was left dumbfounded, realizing that the woman he met at the train station was, in fact, Christine in disguise. She had deliberately crafted numerous letters to confuse Fred, and everything had been part of her elaborate plan. Fred couldn't help but admire the woman's cleverness. He even asked her why she didn't trust her abilities, as she could certainly win this case with honesty. Unexpectedly, Christine suddenly posed a counter-question to Fred. Do you truly believe she's innocent? Haven't you ever had a moment of doubt that she might actually be the murderer? Just at that very moment, Wall walked over. Christine ran over and warmly embraced Wall, which infuriated Fred to no end. Wall told Fred the verdict was in and the entire case was over. Subtitles, she was going to pay for twice the amount. However, at that very moment, Fred's nurse suddenly walked over with a young girl, leaving Christine completely stunned. Christine asked what was going on, and the girl explained that she was the one with Wal at the travel agency looking for a future wife, and they had been together for months. Since Christine and Wal's marriage wasn't legal, it provided the perfect excuse to part ways. Christine could hardly believe it. She wanted to salvage her relationship with Wal, but he warned her that if she kept pestering him, the offer to help with her case might just vanish. With that, Wal pushed her back into her chair, and Christine could not believe that her honesty had earned her betrayal and deceit. Just then, a beam of justice hit a nearby knife. With Wal's scream, the police swiftly apprehended Christine and took her away. Fred turned to his assistant, the nurse, saying, "Thanks for watching, that's a wrap." It's hard to believe this film was made over 60 years ago. Its plot twists and dialogues could easily outshine many contemporary movies. Charles Laughton as Fred and Elsa Lanchester as the nurse both gave captivating performances. This gripping movie story is unforgettable, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's anticipate together more exciting reviews and spoilers.